Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Golden Bachelorette Guy Gansert dishes on bond with Charles L. Charles Ling was only on Golden Bachelorette for a short period of time, but he made a huge impression. Fans were devastated to see him get sent home in the latest episode. His friend and fellow suitor, Guy Gansert, dishes on their bond. Golden Bachelorette viewers sad to say goodbye to fan favorite. When the Golden Bachelorette started, fans were expecting Kelsey Anderson's dad, Mark, to be the fan favorite. While he is one of the favorites, no other suitor charmed fans as much as Charles Ling. The retired financial analyst, 66, was still mourning his late wife, but hoped to find love with Joan Vassos. In one of the show's most heartfelt moments, he asked fellow contestant and ER doc, Guy Gansert, some questions about his wife's death. He was unable to move on because he didn't understand why her mouth was bleeding. She died from an aneurysm. Shocking details about Guy Gansert's past have since come out, but fans praised him at the time for the honest and gentle way he answered Charles L's questions. Despite fans loving him, things didn't spark between Charles Ling and Joan Vassos. She sent him home in week 4. The Golden Bachelorette Instagram shared Charles Ling's exit interview that was ambushed by the other men who wanted to say goodbye to him one more time. Guy Gansert dishes on bond with Charles Ling. Fans weren't the only ones sad to say goodbye. Guy Gansert took to his Instagram after Charles' exit to share a heartfelt post about their friendship. The world of reality TV has always been about relationships, drama, and emotions, but when ABC introduced The Golden Bachelorette, they added a new level of maturity, wisdom, and authenticity to the dating show formula. The show has captured the hearts of viewers by bringing love back into focus for older adults. Among the contestants, one relationship that has drawn attention is the unique bond between Guy Gansert and Charles L. In an exclusive interview, Guy Gansert opened up about his special connection with Charles L., one of the most endearing figures on The Golden Bachelorette. While the show is about vying for the love of one woman, these two contestants managed to forge a deep and sincere friendship that transcends the usual competitive atmosphere of reality TV. The beginning of the bond. Guy Gansert, a retired teacher from Oregon, and Charles L., a former businessman from Florida, had seemingly little in common on paper. Both men joined the show with a singular focus: to win the heart of the charming and sophisticated Bachelorette, Linda, a retired artist who exuded elegance and warmth. But what no one anticipated was the rapid bond that would form between these two gentlemen. When I first met Charles, I could tell right away that we shared some important values, Guy explained. He's the type of man who really listens, and there's something calming about his presence. We quickly realized we weren't just there to compete, but to grow through the experience, and that helped create the foundation for our friendship. From the beginning of the season, it was clear that Charles wasn't just there for the romance. His interactions with other contestants were respectful, kind, and often filled with fatherly advice. Guy, a widower with 2 grown children, had a similar approach to the experience. He, too, saw the show as an opportunity to rediscover himself and to learn from others. This shared attitude made them natural companions, even in the competitive environment of the show. A friendship that defied the odds. In an environment where tensions can run high and jealousy can often rear its head, Guy and Charles stood apart. They weren't afraid to support one another, even while both were falling for the same woman. There's this unspoken rule in most dating shows: you're not supposed to get too close to your rivals, Guy laughed. But with Charles, it didn't feel that way. We both admired Linda, and sure, we both wanted a chance with her, but it didn't stop us from forming a bond. In fact, it probably made it stronger. Their friendship was particularly highlighted during group dates and downtime in the mansion, where the men would gather and share stories about their lives. Guy noted that Charles had a way of bringing out the best in people around him. He was known for his gentle humor and his knack for storytelling, often regaling the group with tales of his adventures as a young man and the lessons he learned along the way. Charles has lived a full life, and I've learned so much from him, Guy said with admiration. He's got this humility about him that makes you want to be a better person. We'd sit for hours just talking about our families, the things we've been through, and our hopes for the future. That's rare in this kind of environment. Their friendship also extended beyond the cameras. Guy shared that while the show's editing may not have captured every moment, he and Charles often spent their free time together, whether that meant playing chess, taking walks around the estate, or just chatting over a cup of coffee in the morning. The challenges of competing for the same woman. Despite their strong bond, Guy and Charles both knew they were still competing for the same woman's heart. Linda, who was clearly fond of both men, found herself at a crossroads, knowing that only one could remain by her side at the end of the journey. Guy admitted that there were moments when the reality of the competition hit him. There were times when I'd see Linda and Charles together, and yeah, I felt a twinge of jealousy. But then I'd remind myself that we're all here to find love, and if Linda saw something special in Charles, I had to respect that. On the other hand, Charles had a similar outlook. Guy and I were always honest with each other. We had some deep conversations about how we felt about Linda and the process in general. It never felt like we were trying to undercut each other. We both knew that in the end, it was Linda's decision to make. In one particularly poignant episode, the two men had an open conversation about their feelings for Linda, sharing their hopes and fears. This moment of vulnerability resonated with viewers, many of whom took to social media to express their admiration for the way these two men navigated such a delicate situation. The bond that lasted beyond the show. While the outcome of the Golden Bachelorette is still a closely guarded secret, one thing is clear. The friendship between Guy and Charles will last well beyond their time on the show. Both men have expressed their gratitude for the experience and for the opportunity to meet each other. I came on the show thinking it was about finding love with Linda, but I ended up finding something just as valuable, friendship, Guy said. Charles and I have already made plans to visit each other after the show. He's invited me down to Florida, and I'm going to shove him around Oregon when he gets the chance. Charles echoed the sentiment, adding, "It's funny how life works. You go in expecting one thing and come out with something even more meaningful. Guy's like a brother to me now, and I can't wait to see what life has in store for both of us, whether that's with Linda or on our own." Conclusion. The bond between Guy Gansert and Charles L. on The Golden Bachelorette is a testament to the power of genuine connection in a world often dominated by competition and superficiality. While both men came on the show seeking love with Linda, they ended up finding something even more enduring. A deep and lasting friendship that will continue to thrive long after the cameras stop rolling. In a season filled with heartwarming moments and unexpected twists, the relationship between these two gentlemen has been a highlight for viewers. It reminds us that love, in all its forms, is what truly matters. Whether they walk away with Linda or not, Guy and Charles have won something far more valuable, the bond of brotherhood.